Bonjour, Rachel and Dishnikaz. This is my quick video on how to lace up the Eastern Center Seam woodland moccasins. Hopefully in class we got all the lacing placed, but in case we didn't, I'll go over that really quick. So right now I have the left foot in front of us, and I have the wrong side facing us, and the wrong side is the side that will be touching your foot. The right side is the side that will face the world, and for this particular pair, my suede side is my right side. Now when students make their moccasins, they can choose either side to be on the inside or the outside. That's why in my directions I use the terms right and wrong, because just remember, the wrong side is what's touching your foot. The right side is what will be facing the world. So when we place our lacing, the knots should be on the wrong side of the leather. And now where we place it, it will always be at the center hole at the dome. So there should be an odd number of holes punched because there should always be an exact center. So for this particular moccasin I'm making here, I've got my center, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 holes on this side. And then I've got my center, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 holes on that side. So there's a total of 23. There's an odd number because there is an exact center. And on the bottom, same thing. There should be an odd number of holes. I have my exact center, and I know this is the left foot because I placed it 2 to the left of center. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes on that side of center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes on the other side of center. So that's a total of 11 holes, and we have an exact center on each moccasin, and on the top and on the bottom. So here's the right moccasin. Again, we have it placed. I have the lacing placed directly in the center, and here's my center hole down here, and I've got it to right of center on the bottom. And now if you have a longer lace and a shorter lace, the longer one should be for the toes, and the shorter one should be for the bottom. But sometimes I just have 2 long ones because I use my lacing tool, and I sometimes just have a bunch of long ones. So we'll go ahead and start the lacing here. Once we get in place, the knot's on the wrong side of the leather. And then we want to make sure we have a nice point with our leather. I already cut mine, but you can always take your scissors and cut a nice little angle. And then I always do a little twist too, because that point helps it makes it easier and helps it go through the hole here. Another thing that can help is if you have an awl, you can always poke it through and make some of those holes a little bit wider for that leather to go through, that leather lacing. So we're starting with the right foot here, and we'll start lacing at the toes. We start to the hole immediately to the left, and we're going to sew from the outside in. We're going to pull this straight. It's not about pulling it really tight. We just want to pull it straight, and then we want that to fold on top. Make it fold right there. It's going to fold on top of each other. And now we're going to go to the hole immediately to the right of center. And pull that through. And what we want to happen here is we want all of this to get caught underneath so it folds under. So first I'm going to show you what we don't want to happen. We don't want this, where there's this little fold up on top here where almost you see a little hole. We don't want that to happen. We want all of that to be encompassed and get caught underneath. So it's going to get folded. It's all going to fold on top of each other on the inside. So these first couple stitches, I always like to go slow to make sure everybody's at the same point and everything is looking good. Now we're going to go to the left of center again, sewing from the outside in, pulling this straight, and making sure that folds up nice and tight. And we're going to go back over to the right, weaving from the outside in, and making sure that folds nice and tight on top of it. Now I'm going to give an example of something that happens quite often. And it's a little mistake. See how we can already see it starting to happen. We're accidentally making a knot here. But it still kind of works, and it can make it, like new students don't always catch that. Even sometimes I do it and I don't catch it right away until I'm all the way done and I notice it looks weird somewhere in my center seam puckers. If it does happen, hopefully you catch it right away, but if it doesn't, then just undo it all and you see where it happens. And then you just pull that out. And then you can just leave it like that and then make that taut and fold it up nice and tight and continue on. But it's something that happens quite often. I've done it plenty of times myself. Nothing to be discouraged by. So just keep sewing from the outside in and folding up, making it tight, but you don't have to pull it so tight that it almost breaks the string. You just want it taut and fold it up. Now you want to be careful too, because as we're continuing to make this nice and tight, some of these holes can get closer together. So every now and then somebody accidentally misses a hole. So just make sure there's not a hole real close to your pucker that you're supposed to get into. But I know this is my next one. So we'll go into there, make it nice and tight. And then use my awl, make that hole a little bit bigger. Get it through. And make those nice and tight. And now we'll move over to the left foot for the toes. Because that toe, that beginning part of the toe is what can confuse people the most. So this is our left foot, and I know because if I look at my bottom, I got my center. I'm 2 to the left of center. So for the left foot, we're going to start to the hole immediately to the right. And again, I already snipped that and I'm twisting it, make it a little bit easier to go through that hole. I'm pulling that tight. It already folded real nice for me. And now again, we're going to go over to the left of center. And we want this all to get encompassed underneath it. So let's see. Yep, that folded in really good. And again, we'll go over to the right. And we'll keep going back and forth. And what this is doing, as you can see too, is bringing these two sides and it's going to make them all come together. And that's where you'll see that center seam with all the puckers. This baseball stitch is going back and forth, bringing the two sides together. So here we go right here. Pull that through, fold it. We're weaving from the outside in, and I'll show that little mistake that happens again sometimes. You can see it already. Oh, I see it. I'm gonna fix it right now. I'm gonna fold it on top and all the way up. You just keep doing that. So I'm going to move down to the heel portion now. Since we're on the left foot, we'll just stay on the left foot for now. We're going to do 4 whip stitches, and these are the only stitches that aren't from the outside in and that aren't baseball stitches. So these ones will be from the inside out, and the whip stitches, they go around the edge. So we're going to go 4 whip stitches, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going from the inside out. And this is, again, we don't want to accidentally do a knot like this. You can see it starting to happen. We want to make sure that that comes out of there. So that's 1 whip stitch. 1, 2. 3. 4, and then we're going to pull that tight And that you can see how that creates that cup for the heel. So it created a little cup for your heel to go in, and you can see there's 3 holes on each side. Now some people might have 4 holes on each side, that's fine, but however many holes, there should be the same amount on each side. So after we did those 4 whip stitches and we got it all together, we're going to go back to the baseball stitch. So on this, we came out on the right, so we're going to go into the hole on the left here. And again, we're going from the outside in for these stitches again. I'm going to get it. There. That one's okay. All right. And we'll fold it on top of each other like we did before. That's 1 on that side. Got the first hole over here. And again, we're going to go from the outside in. Fold it on top of each other. Keep switching sides, go from the outside in. Got 1 more hole on each side. Come on. Gonna pull on that a little bit more, make that hole a little bit bigger for me. There we go. Fold it on top of each other. Hold that in there. And then the whole heel part is done. And once you finish up the lacing at the front, you can see how it will all come together. Now the suede is the right side facing the world. The smooth side on this moccasin is the wrong side and it's touching your foot, but the flaps, when they flip over, they'll be faced out. So kind of get both sides of the leather on there. Now for the right foot, we'll go back to the right foot. Since we are 2 holes to the right, on the right foot we need to start sewing towards the left. And again, we do those 4 whip stitches. And before, when I gave you the examples of the whip stitches, I didn't fold it on top of each other right away just to show you what it looked like. But you absolutely can fold it on top of each other right away. So that's 1, 2, and these again are from the inside out. 3, 4. And now for the right foot, we ended up on the left side. So we're going to start a baseball stitch going over to the right here. So we'll do our baseball stitch. Now again, switching back to outside in and folding on top. That's the first hole on that side and the first hole on this side. 1, 1. 2, whoops, and 2, my goodness, 2, 3, and 3. Now once these are completely done, I always wait till people try them on their feet. And then once they put it on their feet and they adjust how loose or tight their front is and how loose or tight their heel is, once they have it where they like it, then I always tie a knot really close to the edge to keep the tension where I like it. And then I do the same for the front once that's done. And you can trim that off right there. I'm undoing it because this person still needs to try these ones on. But you can cut it off right at the knot if you like. I always encourage people to keep them long for a while until they find it to be annoying or not, because you can always cut it later. So I'll send you a separate video where I show what I do with the long laces, just to keep them intact as long laces. But again, it's perfectly fine to trim them right there too. So that's my quick video on how to finish up the lacing. Hopefully you find that helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Bye, my pea.